Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast, MonarchToken.io, the complete crypto solution. Monarch Wallet is now available for Android, iOS, and desktop devices today. Do you want to learn how to mine crypto? Well, all you have to do is visit cryptomining.tools for profitable crypto mining information today. The Divi Project, that is diviproject.org, your one-click solution for staking and masternodes. Earn cryptocurrency using social media platforms like SoMe.social, SOMEE.social, New Era Social Media. Get paid to write reviews, like reviews, comment on reviews. Visit bravocoin.com and get paid to review, available for Android and iOS devices, bravocoin.com. CoinFlip, the world's best Bitcoin ATM. Better service, better fees, better visit coinflip.tech today. Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast, MonarchToken.io. There we go. Hey, how goes it? Ken Bozak here to talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin accessories. And today I am with my bro, Bruce Porter of Washington Elite. How goes it, bro?
What's going on, man? We're live here. I'm out actually in my natural habitat as it is at the ice rink. We're here. We were just talking about it. My daughter's over here training with my former coach, bronze medalist in the Olympics, Ruslan Goncharov, and her partner. Emmy and I, our first trip around the world is in Blades. And the second trip around the world, of course, has been with Bitcoin and with Global Boost and all the other coins. But we're here. It's New Year's. Took everybody out to lunch and figured we'd start it out on here to give you a real taste of what life is really like. You know, this is it.
I love it, dude. That's awesome. You're making Olympians out there.
That's right. They are training Olympians from an Olympian, actually doing a great job.
That is amazing, bro. It's really cool to see you on the ice. Can you do anything crazy? Are you like trained?
Well, you know, I have had a couple of Bloody Marys here, so let me. I'm not going to do any jumps or anything, but I could probably pull off. You know, I don't know if you can tell.
Just turning around. I can barely stop. You know, I'm the guy who runs into the wall full speed, or if grandma's in my way, she just became the brakes.
Well, you know, I often say that the ice rink, it brings a lot of really fantastic people. And so, you know, it's a certain type of person that comes into an ice rink. They're paying attention to detail. They're working hard. They're usually coming from some money because they can pay to be here. And so it's a very awesome group. You know, I met my wife here. There's actually a couple of I couldn't name them, so I shouldn't even say it. But there's a couple of Bitcoiners that are ice skaters. I know.
Oh, that's cool.
So
I was gonna ask that if there's any inside talk, but you know, you said you traveled the world on ice first before you traveled on Bitcoin around the world. Like, what were you up to before Bitcoin? Like, what was Bruce Porter doing before Bitcoin, and how did you end up going down the rabbit hole?
Well, you know, it is a interesting story. So for Bitcoin, you know, I was just like a lot of guys of my generation where, you know, with affirmative action, all these other types of things, I did get somewhat left out of certain types of things. I saw people were getting scholarships for this or that or the other, things that weren't available to me. And so I never really took the route or even thought of taking the route of getting a job or something like this. That was never really in the cards for me. And so I worked for myself quite a bit. I had a staffing agency. My wife is a cheerleader, and she was a professional cheerleader. So we staffed a lot of models over the years.
Well, which team or sport, or is that something you don't want to mention?
No, of course. Yeah, for the Washington Capitals. And,
okay, that makes sense with the Washington Elite. Okay.
Yeah, the Washington Capitals. So no, that was great, and it's been absolutely fantastic. And actually, living in Washington, the swamp, as we call it, it gives a lot of opportunity to do different things, like have government contracts. The biggest thing that we do with that staffing company now is staff government contracts. And if you're in DC, that's what you do. You know, you're a government contractor. And so we held a variety of different contracts. We have actually the skating contract for the National Gallery of Art and a few other places as well. But
That's an interesting
also
niche based on environment. That's one way to capitalize.
it is right. It's one way to capitalize. And so yeah, and then I was an ice skater. I was a hockey player. I started ice dancing. Got recruited by an Olympic coach way back when, and I saw a way that I could travel the world and do things that I wouldn't be able to normally do. And so I jumped on it, and that's kind of what happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin came around. I saw a way that with my staffing company, I could trade getting Bitcoins and I could staff models. And that was one way that I could do it. And getting Bitcoins is hard now primarily because it's expensive. But way back in the beginning, as you know, it was still hard to get Bitcoins.
Right.
It was just hard for different reasons to get Bitcoins. You couldn't buy them, there's all these types of things. And so I saw a way I could get Bitcoins. And so that's how I started. I started trading staffing service for Bitcoins. But all in all, from the beginning, I saw that this movement was needed and that we had an opportunity. And blockchain, and Nick Spanos talks about it, and I talk about it all over the world. But we have an opportunity with blockchain and with Bitcoin to take back some of this power that has been taken away from us, some of the power, some of the freedom that has been taken away from us. And we're leaving a world for our kids that's nothing like the world that we grew up in. And in fact, the world that we grew up in is nothing like the world that our parents grew up in. And it's a very important problem. And it's a situation that we all need to take seriously. And so as I saw that and I grabbed onto it, just like I did with the skating, and I saw an opportunity that I could do something that was special and I could do it. And that was like something that even growing up, my father always said, if you can, then you must. And I could do it. And I said, all right, I'm going to do it. And then of course that led to starting the Global Boost blockchain, which is a 5-year-old blockchain, not a huge market cap, although keep your eye on it. We've been up to 25 million. It's not investment advice. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I track to go way further than that. And it provided a lot of opportunity. And so that, and then leading into the Washington Elite Summit and the position I am in that now, where, I know everybody. Ken and I are friends, and
Dude, we've partied
so
at a
and so
decentralized dance party, man. We have bonded.
Dude, how cool is that?
That was amazing. Dancing in a garage from the ground to the roof, all over, what was it, Toronto, right?
I loved it. All over Toronto. It was a heck of a way to see the city.
Yeah.
And actually that was it's a great example actually of even the movement and the people that are involved in it. And yeah, it's decentralized. And and that's why I grabbed onto Lieberland too. And of course I got awarded the Medal of Honor. I'm a citizen now.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. But here's a country that's starting, and it's just in its infancy right now. And we have an opportunity. We have a chance to change the world with this country. It's not going anywhere. And President Vid is a friend of mine, and we should all grab onto it. It's really a decentralized country that's embracing all of these libertarian ideals that we believe in and that our movement was started on. And I think that also we don't even understand. Most people don't even understand how big this is. Look around. I got off the phone today. We picked up a new speaker. Obviously, there's a bunch of them every day. It's like crazy, right? For the Washington Elite Miami. So excited about it. But this guy, he's building the blockchain for NATO.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Big data guy, I believe it's Aaron, says say hi to Bruce for me. So there you go.
Awesome, man. What's up? It's that's the biggest thing, really. The Washington Elite Summit. About a year and a half ago, I decided I know all these people. I can bring everybody together and provide value for everybody. And of course, being in the capital, it's a great situation to bring everybody there. And everybody wants to come to DC. But after doing that 3 times, like you said, we throw a lot of events. It's time to move on. Then we went to the Palace of Vienna. I have a standing agreement with the Archduke of Austria. I didn't even realize, Ken, how big of a deal it was until October when we had this event there in conjunction with them. The Prince of Monaco was there and everything else. But this guy, there's the Habsburgs. It's the Prince of Austria. They have
Wow.
family all over Europe. They have shaped Europe. They've for hundreds of years, you know, centuries, and here they are grabbing onto the blockchain because they know it's the future, and they know what we can do. And there's like trees for peace and everything that they're doing now. We're planting trees all over the world with them and them with us, and it's an amazing thing that's going on.
Yeah, I saw there was a big thing on even YouTube going around for planting trees. They planted 20 million trees in like a month or something by donating $1 per tree. So
It's crazy.
there's a lot of, and I love seeing things like that happen. And unfortunately, this space figures out a way to tokenize it and take advantage of people's good nature. But there's a lot of, like you mentioned,
I know.
global boost. It's not one of those like get rich quick type of things. It's one of those things like if you contribute to the market cap, you're contributing to a cause, not so much one of those pump and dump
Right.
kind of things. And that's the difference between a lot of different like tokens and currencies
Yes,
out
and
there.
it's true, and it's a mineable currency. And so it's still, there's 17.5 million or so token or coins out there. There's going to be 21 million max. So, even with our own summits, I wouldn't say it's a pump and dump or anything or a quick get rich quick, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be market cap is a heck of a lot more higher in a year than it is now.
Well, what do you use the coins for right now? Like,
Well,
what
so
is
it's
the
I'm glad you
utility or
asked
the
that, right?
purpose?
Because it's so funny. I was talking to a guy, and they said, you should really pick up some of these. It's like the official coin of the Washington Elite. You can get tickets, you can buy stuff, everything's cheap. Get your booth cheap,
So wait, no
and
shit. If I had some Global Boost coin, I walked up to the ticket booth, I could trade the currency Global Boost coins for ticket admission.
absolutely. And if you look on the website,
Respect.
WashingtonElite.com, it's $160 if you want to pay me in fiat. I'll take the money, okay? But it's $25 worth of Global Boost coin if you want to pay in the Global Boost coin.
See, that's the incentive that we need to use to kind of inspire people to go through the
Exactly.
hardship of obtaining an education. It's almost like $120 to $5 discount because you're going through a learning process.
135 bucks.
Phew.
135 bucks. Like, who's not going to do that?
That's great. You
So,
know how many conferences I've been to and I couldn't use crypto to buy a ticket? I mean, there's a lot of them, bro, and damn near none of them
I
accept
know.
the crypto at the door. And I've
I
always
know.
thought that events, like when I go to these events, I've spoken to organizers. I'm like, why don't you just make your own token and then give it the utility by backing it by a ticket for admission? And there you go. It's worth
Right.
admission, and then discount that to monetize
It's
it
worth
with
admission.
incentive. It's it's a really I think it's a really good
Absolutely. I
idea.
did. I did want to thank you. Thank you. And that's going to continue to grow. We'll do more than just 4 conferences a year this year. We're going to be all over the place. I did want to touch on the fact this utility part of these tokens and of these coins, because that's something that comes up a lot. I was telling one of my colleagues at the Global Blockchain Organization that he should pick up some Global Boost because of what we're doing. There's a very limited amount of coins, and you see what I'm doing in the world, in the space right now, and you should probably pick some up. And he says, well, what is its utility? He says, well, what's the utility if it doesn't have a utility? And guys, you're blowing this out of proportion with the utility, okay? What is Bitcoin? I said, look, it does what Bitcoin does, okay? It stores value, it transfers value. So I like some utility coins. I'm not saying that's a bad way, but like let's take the beer craft coin. I love it, right? Buy one of their coins, you buy some of their coins. He says you're always going to be able to buy a beer with that coin. Oh, that's pretty cool, right? I mean, who doesn't like beer?
Yeah, I got one of those physical beer tokens.
There you go. There
And I
you
actually have like a
go.
beer coin token too. So yeah, I mean it is a cool idea. I dig it, but it is a little bit
But
of
but here
extra.
but here well, here's the thing. You can always buy a beer for the token as long as he's selling the beer. But if he's not selling the beer, then the token's worthless. And
Right.
so the utility of Bitcoin is sovereignty. It's the fact that nobody can take it away. And that's with Bitcoin. That's the same with Global Boost. People buy Bitcoin because they think it's going to go up and because the government can't take it. And that's what you should buy Global Boost for, it because you support the fact that we're supporting veterans, we're doing all types of veteran events. You can use it for our summit, and you think it's going to go up, and that's why you should buy it. And it's a lot of the same reason that you should buy Bitcoin. And I actually think a lot of these utility tokens and whatnot are going to shake out over the next 12 to 24 months.
What kind of token is it? Because I don't know much about Global Boost like blockchain. Is it an ERC token, or is it its own blockchain? Is it based on like a fork of something?
We're before Ethereum, bro.
Oh, okay.
2014, baby. So before
Okay,
Ethereum,
respect.
yeah, yeah, thanks. We're our own blockchain. We forked Bitcoin. We were the first to implement YesScript as a hashing algorithm into blockchain. So there's a famous Russian security specialist that goes by Solar Designer, and he has a hashing algorithm called YesScript. And so we were the first to implement it. Took a long time. We had another coin that was basically a Litecoin clone before that, and we got 51% attacked. And after that, I decided, well, we
Hmm.
need something that's special, that's rare, that has no pre-mine, and that nobody's going to be able to take us out in 51% attack so easily, you know. And so this is still ASIC and GPU resistant, although we have ported the GPUs up to it, and there's some decent amount of them out there. But you can mine it with a Raspberry Pi, Android phone, all of that stuff. And there are quite a few coins that have used script or some derivative of it. So maybe 30 or 50 coins, something like that, between Yes Power and Yes Script R32 and these different derivatives. But we were the first one. So it's not a shit coin or anything, as they say
Well, I
either.
mean,
You
yeah,
know,
it's a
it's
legacy coin at
an
this
original.
point, you know? I mean, sort of put it up there, I would say around like the Doge level of legacy coins, you know? And
Yep.
Crypto Nana says, yeah, it's Global Boost and it's a fork of Bitcoin. And I mean, that's crazy that it's before Ethereum in the days of pre-mine and he decided not to go that route.
Well, we did a pre-mine first, and the pre-mine was
Was that with
advocated.
Litecoin?
Yes, so that we basically forked Litecoin, and we had a 10% pre-mine, and it was for the vets. Like we've always been focused on taking care of disabled veterans. That was always our thing, and we said that the pre-mine was for the disabled vets and everything else, man. And dude, man, I mean, like Bitcoiners, we're not exactly the most philanthropic bunch. Like as a group, you know what I mean? They just crapped all over pre-mine, crap coin, which is really funny because I look at um, all of these ICOs and everything. And back in the day, we would have said all of those were a pre-mine scam coin, you know. But now, of course, it's different and it's more of a business and everything else. So,
Yep.
but after that, we just decided the heck with it. No pre-mine, no anything else. As soon as we got it working and it started dropping blocks, we hit the Bitcoin talk. You can go look at it there. Boom, and we're like, whoa, here it is. And yeah, everything's legit and it's very decentralized currency, as a matter of fact.
I think that it's really cool that you're basically backing it with admission to events that you're putting together. Because, like I said, I've been to all of these conferences, and the people that know me know that I've gone to enough that hopefully, this will mean something. But you're one of my favorite MCs, bro. Like, for real. Like, I love when
Thanks,
you're on
brother.
stage.
Thanks.
I love being in the audience when I
Appreciate
know
it.
you're on stage. And you like World
Awesome.
CryptoCon, you were the best MC of the week in Blockchain Week in Vegas. So, like, keep doing what you're
Thank you.
doing, bro,
Thank
because
you very much.
it's great. You're really good at it.
Well, I'm a fan of yours too, brother. You know that. We
Appreciate
have
that.
that. We have that mutual. We're part of the Mutual Admiration Society, right? I like what you do for the space, and anybody can say this and say that, and they can say it about me too. And that's the thing. One of the other great things about the space is look at like Brock Pierce and look at other these people, wearing the dusty cap and everything. At this point, it doesn't matter. And people can say this about me or say this about you
Yeah,
or say about
Vitalik
Brock or
wearing his
whatever else.
pajamas on stage is my
It
hero.
doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's like and look what you do, bro. What you do, you give something very considerable back to the space at every event that you go to, but almost every day with your podcast as well.
Thank
It's a
you.
very important part of the ecosystem as a whole. And hats off to you, man. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it, man. I try to do, like you say, I saw a thing I could do, and I do it. It was the opportunity that inspired me, and it continues to do so. I keep
Yep.
seeing so many opportunities, and I like the quote that your dad said. I don't want to misphrase it, but it was like do if you can, then do it, and it's how I feel like when it comes to like
Right.
what I do in this space. It's what I can do, so it's what I do.
Yeah, well, it's totally awesome. And Marnark's great for supporting you, and the other guys are also Great for supporting you. It's a wonderful space. So excited to have you on stage in Miami as well. It's gonna be a heck of an
Yeah,
event.
man, let's
Look,
talk about that a little bit, man, because I wanted to talk about like Washington Elite 2020 and what you got planned kicking off in Miami for the new year.
we're kicking off the Great Bull Run of 2020, which I am
I'll
predicting
be
a
there.
Great Bull Run of 2020 there.
Same.
And we're kicking off Miami Blockchain Week. We have an investor reception on the 13th. A lot of the events are going to be down in South Beach. So I'm advising everybody to stay in South Beach. We have our El Dorado 305. We kick off the investor reception on the 13th. We conference all day on the 8th floor of the Bitcoin Center, which is the big room up there on top of the Bitcoin Center on the 14th. And then the 15th, and you guys can look at the website. I mean, it's amazing the amount of people that and the caliber of people.
Yep.
Charles Hoskinson and Brock Pierce and President Bid and Nick Spanos and Aaron.
Dude, I see the list of speakers growing, and I'm just like, thank you for letting me share a stage with these motherfuckers, but fuck you at the same time.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it really is awesome, and it's our 5th event, you know. And I learned in Vienna that it's at this point in the stage, go ahead and piggyback another event like the North American Bitcoin Conference. So normally, of course, Brock Pierce is like $40,000 if you want him to speak. Well, he's coming anyway. I'm friends with the guy. You know what I mean? We've been following each other on Twitter for 5 years or longer. You know, we know each other. And of course, he's going to be in town anyway. So the next day on the 15th is VIP. So we have, of course, we're shipping down Charles Hoskinson's Lamborghini. We're taking him to the raceway. So if people do want to hop into that, it's not cheap, but you can give me a call and we can talk about it. And then that evening we have Versace Mansion. So I rented the Versace Mansion. We're going to do our awards ceremony and also a charity gala. And the money from the charity gala goes to support our blind veteran initiatives that we do. You know, blind hockey, blind bobsledding, stuff like that. But it's going to be a really amazing event, red carpet event. I even have some people now from Hollywood coming out, and everybody wants to come. I expect more and more people even to want to come to that. It's really going to be amazing. I don't think it's going to be hard, you know, after Vienna in October in the Palace, Hofburg Palace with the Prince of Monaco and everything else. It's really hard to top that. I mean, let's face it.
Right. But I don't think you've peaked yet.
But we're trying, you know, and Versace is going to be something else, and everyone's going to know about it and talk about it. And
I think
again,
it's cool,
you know,
because
it's
it could
be a
even,
really great way to.
It could ripple out of the echo chamber of the common events that we see. You know, like I like what Mo does with the North American Bitcoin Conference and all, but it still feels very echo chamber. You don't hear anything much outside of it, and I'm really excited for the Versace Mansion. Like you mentioned, there's like, you know, gonna be outside of the industry people coming because it's a pretty fucking cool party place, and I'm looking forward to my boy Mike Salvi doing some comedy. I heard he's gonna be there, so I'm excited to see him at the mansion. And yeah, dude, I think it's gonna be really cool. And you're really smart too for, like you said, piggybacking off the other events, because so many people are already traveling in that, you know, it's more of a convenience now to just like, why not, you know what I mean? It's almost a waste of opportunity to not go if you're already in town.
Right, and we both help each other out. Obviously, like, there's going to be at least, already I know of quite a few that have bought tickets for the North American Bitcoin Conference that weren't going to go otherwise. And so, you know, whatever it ends up being, 100 extra people or whatever, well, that's a lot of money.
Right.
At $800 a ticket that he's
well,
selling.
That's this part that I love about this space right now. There's so much opportunity. There's almost no room for being like parasitic. Even by accident, you'll be very symbiotic. You'll end up contributing by accident, even if you think you're not. And, you know, like to see you and, you know, the other events kind of working together on that's really amazing.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, the next one, of course, is going to be in March. We come back to the Capitol here in Washington, D.C., March 13, 14. Again, we're piggybacking with the Digital Chamber of Commerce has their big event then. But that's going to be an absolutely fantastic summit as well. And we're really reaching out to all of the different blockchains, all of the different coins, and we really want to get everybody in here for that. But eyes on Miami for right now. There's no better place to be in January. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, guys. Super excited to see
Yeah,
everybody.
make
Really,
sure everybody stops by the Bitcoin Miami Center, the Miami
right?
Bitcoin Center, and
Yep.
big shout out to them and Annalise and everybody over there because
Right.
I'll be hanging out and crashing with those guys. So thank you, Miami Bitcoin
Yes.
Center. That's keeping it
Right.
100 with the
No, they're
community.
absolutely great. And Nick Spanos is a legend. Let's face it, he's a legend. Nick Spanos, the founder of the Bitcoin Center, he is an absolutely amazing individual. He lobbies Congress now for different tax legislation and everything else. The forerunner doing this. He was also the former campaign manager for Ron Paul,
Dude, he
the Ron Paul.
introduced me to Ron Paul, and me and
I
Ron
mean,
Paul
like,
end up speaking together for like a half hour, an hour about Bitcoin, and I was in a fucking onesie.
yeah.
I was in a onesie talking to Ron Paul about Bitcoin, dude. Thanks to Nick Spatter. Like I was like, oh my god, I love this man, and like that's the kind of legend he is, man.
I know. I know. That's true.
So let's segue a little bit to wrap things up. Like for you outside of Washington Elite, with everything you got going on, what are you doing outside of this space? Like I see you're doing a lot of stuff on the ice, but do you like do anything like consulting or whatever else in the
Sure.
space outside of
Sure.
hosting
So
these events?
truth is, I don't spend as much time on the ice as I like to these days because I'm too busy. And one of the reasons I say as I like to, because of course you stay nice and thin and everything if you're out here skating all the time.
Yeah,
But
every single muscle in your body is at work when you're not trying to bust your
everything,
ass.
right? Yeah. But of course, right, right. Of course, I do advise and whatnot on certain projects. I have to really be fired up about it. You know what I mean? I always tell people that want me to raise money for them. They're like, well, I'll give you 10% or 20% or whatever it is. And I'll say, yeah, but if I raise it for myself, I get to keep all of it.
Good
And,
point.
so like but I have recently got involved with the Global Blockchain Organization. I'm sitting on the advisory board with that. It looks like a very promising organization
What's your
that
role?
I'm on the advisory board.
Oh, okay.
So there's,
So what
yeah.
are they doing in this space right now?
What they're really trying to do, what the chartered the course is to really help out different projects, set some standards that are usable for everybody, and to provide funding. We're in its infancy. The Secretary General Ali will be there in Miami as well as some of the team. So that's a very promising organization, and I think they put together a good team. So I'm very optimistic about where that's going to go. I am involved in a couple other of projects, but basically between the summits that we throw at least 4 times a year and my Global Boost coin, one is keeping me busy, and things have to make sense. Of course, I speak a lot and this and that, and we do the government contracts aren't bad either. You know what I mean? These types of staffing contracts. And of course, I mentioned the National Gallery of Art. We have the contract out there.
Are you looking to segue into maybe blockchain staffing? Looking for like developers that are looking for staffing work? Because it looks like there is a miscommunication between projects and developers right now, and it's really a weird. Like I go to conferences, a lot, and there's a lot of developers that are looking for work, and there's a lot of projects looking for
Right.
developers, and it's
And
almost
there's a
like they
lot of
need their
work.
own Tinder. Right?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Well, part of the great thing about putting these things together is the partners that you make. And I got to give a shout out to my man, Dwight Ringdahl, who has bought the Krios token. And he has made a career out of buying failed companies and reverping them and then reselling them or however he does it. But he's done a hell of a job with the Krios token. And he has built a freelance platform. So I'm helping him push that one. I would push that. We're going to be talking about it more there at the conference. I think in the long run, Washington Elite, with the interviews and the media and everything that we do to be Washington Elite magazine, Washington Elite this and that. I mean, that's really kind of where I see, obviously we're always going to throw the summits. We'll also start to do a little bit more of some that people won't hear about this year. Working with some people, putting some stuff together in Monaco in April. we're talking like, heads of state and stuff like this. So,
Okay. So
you know,
not so much buy a ticket.
right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It actually costs a lot, but you can't even buy one unless,
Dude, can you imagine, like, a couple years ago, like, before you got into crypto, before you created Global Boost, before all this, that you would be in the room with these, world leaders at your events like this? Like,
it's so
dude,
funny.
this space, like,
It
it's
is really,
so
my wife
opportunistic.
can't, it's so opportunistic. My wife still can't believe it. Bro. I mean, you were talking about a guy who, I always did think I was wonderful, which is a very important in life. You really have to think that you're wonderful for other people to think you're wonderful and to do great things. But,
Right, right. That's,
basically,
yeah.
I started the coin, and it wasn't just me, it was a team and everything else, but it was basically staying up all night at, my table in the kitchen and working all the time. And then it flowered into this deal where I'm respected by people. I have friends in the White House. I have friends who are heads of state. And it's not just friends. Like I of course have respect for them, but they have respect for me. And yeah, man, it's an amazing thing. And that's what I tell people. You need to grab this and you need to make it happen. Now is the moment. And we owe it to our forefathers who fought for us, and we owe it to our kids to grab this and shape the world as we know it moving forward, because trust me, it needs shaping.
Right, man? Like, yo, and if you guys are watching or whatever and you're still hesitant to get into the community, you might be in this space, you might be in the industry, but you've yet to join the community. I implore you to do so. Step outside of that, shell and join the community, man. Because, like, dude, the craziest thing happened the other day. Fucking CZ Binance followed me on Twitter, of all people. And I'm like, me?
I love
Like,
it.
oh my god, I'm
I
doing
love it.
something right, but I'm just like, I'm just doing me. So I'm like, holy shit. And like Justin Sun, Charles
Right.
Hoskins, Charlie Lee, all these people follow me on Twitter and I get to like engage with them at these conferences. And if you guys want that opportunity, now is the time to seize it. Like 2020 is the year
Right.
to really dive into the community. Come to these events, like Washington Elite. Head on out to the North American Bitcoin Conference, in Miami. Check out the Miami Bitcoin Center, and be engaging in the community outside of the trading that you might be doing and speculating, because go to a DDP,
Right.
and live
Right.
decentralized, and you'll see what
Right.
this space is all about. Is there anything that you wanted to
Yep.
make sure we mentioned, or did you want to ask me anything, or say anything before we wrap things up?
I So for different projects that are looking to get started, we have a fantastic startup pitch competition, the Startup Cup. Graviex, which has listed Global Boost recently as well, has come on as a major sponsor. They're giving away a free listing to the winner of the Startup Cup competition. Also, Innovator out of Las Vegas has come on board. They are offering an 8-week fully funded incubator program. You go
Oh
out
wow.
there in Reno is where it is, but it's in conjunction with the University of Nevada. And I think you get something like $20,000 as well to help you go out there. They've come on board. They're going to give priority consideration to the winner. I'm going to continue to add people like that, but it's a great opportunity. And as you know, everything's live. I always think that nobody cares kind of later. It's live, and that's why I'd like to do my interviews as live as possible, and the whole show will be live, the entire event. So people will be able to vote. And just putting together, those partnerships is pretty big. But you're important too, bro. I'm so excited that you're finally going to come to one.
I know,
And
I'm excited, man. Like you said, it's
yeah,
been a long run, and I just haven't made it to one. But now, like you mentioned, because of you pairing them with another conference, it makes it so much more possible for me to attend. So thank you for doing that,
right.
dude. I
Yeah,
will.
absolutely. It's totally awesome. And so go to WashingtonElite.com. Get your ticket. The coin, the Global Boost coin, is easy. Both those Graviex and Fry are no. All you need is an email to put it that way. Get yourself some coins and get tickets or pay fiat, whatever you want to do. Come out and see us. Come and see us at the red carpet event at the Versace. It's going to be the elite of the elite. Everybody's going to be there,
I'll
and
be
I look
there.
forward to seeing everybody. And I'm a wide open book. So reach out to me and let's make a deal and get you in here and advertise your product or whatever you want to do.
I'm telling you guys, you're not going to want to miss the Washington Elite Summit in Miami. I'll be there. It's going to be amazing. Shout out to Mike Salvi, Versace Mansion. It's going down. Bruce Porter, bro,
It is
thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you taking the time and giving me the
awesome.
most amazing
Appreciate it,
guest
brother.
background ever. I mean, I don't think anyone's ever going to have a guest from On the Ice, on their podcast. So I got that going for me right off the
Yeah.
new year. And again, thank you so much for being my
Yeah.
first guest of the new year, helping me kick off the podcast for 2020.
I love it, man. Thanks for messaging me. I was just getting in the shower when you posted that through. What did I say? I said, hell yeah, I want to do it.
Yeah, you did, man. Because my guest bailed on me. I was like, who do I want to talk to? I want to talk to Bruce, bro. So, thanks again, man. I'll see you in a couple of days in Miami. Big shout out to Washington Elite. Shout out to Global Boost. Buy Global Boost, use it to get your tickets for Washington Elite, or just hodl it for a day where you can go to one of the events and use it for a ticket then, guys. Much appreciated, guys. Everybody, if you're watching,
That's right.
drop some comments in the comment section below. The comments are there for you to open up the conversation. As always, have a day.
Appreciate you, brother.
Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast, MonarchToken.io, the complete crypto solution. Monarch Wallet is now available for Android, iOS, and desktop devices today. Do you want to learn how to mine crypto? Well, all you have to do is visit cryptomining.tools for profitable crypto mining information today. The Divi Project, that is diviproject.org, your one-click solution for staking and masternodes. Earn cryptocurrency using social media platforms like Somee.social, SOMEE.social, New Era Social Media. Get paid to write reviews, like reviews, comment on reviews. Visit bravocoin.com and get paid to review, available for Android and iOS devices, bravocoin.com. CoinFlip, the world's best Bitcoin ATM. Better service, better fees, better visit coinflip.tech today. Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast, MonarchToken.io, the complete crypto solution. Monarch Wallet is now available for Android, iOS, and desktop devices today. Do you want to learn how to mine crypto? Well, all you have to do is visit cryptomining.tools for profitable crypto mining information today. The Divi Project, that is diviproject.org, your one-click solution for staking and masternodes. Earn cryptocurrency using social media platforms like Somee.social, SOMEE.social, New Era Social Media. Get paid to write reviews, like reviews, comment on reviews. Visit bravocoin.com and get paid to review, available for Android and iOS devices, bravocoin.com. CoinFlip, the world's best Bitcoin ATM. Better service, better fees, better visit coinflip.tech today. Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast. I'm a shill, shill.